Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Amber.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Chris.
And today, it's our final week of RetroSeptembo.
Whoop whoop.
RetroSeptembo.
And we're talking about DuckTales on the NES.
Yeah.
But first...
Geeky Weeks.
Who wants to kick it off?
You know, it's occurred to me that every week Danny does her awesome rendition of the Geeky Weeks theme song that we've invested so much time and money in. But if this is someone's first episode, they're like, what the heck is going on? So if this is your first episode, Geeky Weeks is when we talk about anything and everything geeky that we've done this past week.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
It's probably self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But I explained it anyways. I geek-explained it.
Yes, you did.
So who's going first?
Well, I played some DuckTales.
Whoa.
Yeah. And not much else. There was a new Magic the Gathering set, like pre-release, that happened, but I didn't go because I was not feeling the best on that day. So I didn't go, and I just looked at spoilers and looked at new cards and stuff, and it seemed to be like a really cool set. It was all like a kind of horror movie theme. So there was like call outs to like Gremlins and, you know, Poltergeist and stuff like that, like creepy dolls and weird toys and clowns and stuff. So it was kind of cool thematically. I just wasn't the most interested in it to go actually play. Yeah, I know. You'd think they'd release that somewhere closer to Halloween, but September's close enough, I guess.
Yeah, they're a little early.
And kind of a drastic difference from Bloomborough, which was the last set that came out. They're like, oh yeah, we got all these cute little animals. Oh, now we're just gonna go horror movie time.
Spooky season.
It's spooky season. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been up to. Slow. Oh no, it's not.
Oh.
Because of a very very important thing happened. And that was the release of Dazzler #1.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I forgot because it happened almost a week ago now, and and I read it immediately. So.
What cover did you get?
I got 3 covers.
Whoa.
Do you not read the text I send you?
I don't know. What is this text thing you speak of?
Because you're like, oh, did the store have more? I said, yeah, but I got 3 different versions if you want one of those.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to get the regular one. And then I got the 2 other variants that were there. Which were the one where it's like the white background and she's like upside down on the roller skates. And then I got the King Kong one. Godzilla
okay.
one. Yeah.
That's the one I got.
Okay. It was cool. They were both too cool to not get all 3 copies. So
that's how they get you.
I know. I had to be a collector in that moment in time.
Yep.
So that's it now. Aren't you glad that I remembered what I did when it was still my turn to talk?
That's right. That was
Good
getting pretty
job.
Close. You were just about to hand the mic over.
Someone else speak before I remember something else.
All right, Danny, how about you?
Let's see. I played the Game of Life with my friends.
Ooh, the original?
Guess who won? Me.
Did you cry because you didn't have enough kids?
Yeah, I only had one. And then I had a grandkid. But I was a finance guy making $90K a payday.
Nice.
So I was rolling in it, and I kept having big life moments. So I had a lot of life cards. So that was fun. And then play some Jackbox games.
Ooh, which ones do you remember?
I think we played Murder Trivia,
Nice.
which is just a guessing game because I don't know any of the answers and I just end up dying. So, but other than that, nothing much. Yeah, that's
Cool.
it.
Well, I saw 3 movies this week.
What?
It's funny talking to mom, and she's like, "Oh, you should go see this movie. We saw this movie. We saw this movie."
Well, I signed us up for the Regal Unlimited,
Ooh.
and I figured they had a deal going on with, like, I don't know if it was buy 2 months get one free or buy 3 get one free. I don't remember. But we're getting into like peak movie season,
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
true.
I figured by the time you watch 1.5 movies a month, it pays for itself. So
Yeah.
I wanted to see the Transformers movie, so I went and saw that in IMAX.
How was it? Was it entertaining? Was it everything you
With
wanted it to
mom?
be?
No, I saw that one by myself,
Oh.
and I walked into it, I think after work, so I was less than awake, and I might have dozed off a little bit, but it was. I liked the story. I liked the characters.
It was more of a like kids movie, right?
The Bumblebee character was by far the funniest.
Of course.
But yeah, he was great. But it was okay. It was a good movie.
How was the animation? Because there's a lot of Transformers TV shows on like Netflix that do not look very good.
It was
Because
it
it's
was
hard to
good.
translate robot into moving mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because they had plastic mouse or elastic mouse, I guess you would say it.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like machine parts moving when they talked. It was like a very fluid
gotcha.
thing. So that was a little weird. And it was kind of weird seeing young versions of robots because you figure robots don't like age,
Yeah.
but they kind of had an explanation for it towards the end. But
Okay.
it was good.
Okay.
Let's see. I saw that. I saw the 4:30 movie. That's the name of it, the 4:30 movie, and that was great. It's a Kevin Smith movie. It's kind of a coming of age, pseudo biographical, autobiographical, and yeah, that was great. That kid actors, and they did a great job. And then last night we saw Speak No Evil, which is the I'll just call it Sonny Shyamalan movie because it's
Oh my god.
M Night Shyamalan's sister, which I don't know her first name. So
Oh
if
wait,
he's
wait, is it actually?
if he's the Night Shyamalan, then I'm just guessing she's the Sonny Shyamalan.
I didn't
But
know. I didn't. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a movie by her.
That's
And
cool.
um, so James McAvoy, right? James
Yes.
McAvoy, awesome as always. If you liked Switch, you'll love this
Split.
movie. Split.
Yeah.
If you like Split, also you'll, you'll love this movie. If you like Switch, I don't know, you might not.
If you like the Switch, if you like your Animal Crossing,
This might be a
Breath
little
of the
intense for
Wild.
you, but it was great movie. As far as games, I loaded up Satisfactory
Oh my god, all my friends are playing it. I thought
and
it was
started
already
playing it.
out.
Well, it's been in early access for 5 years,
Of course.
and they finally released 1.0.
Okay.
And I've kind of waited for 2 reasons. One, if they're going to have like some kind of a special onboarding tutorial type thing, you'd like to
Mhm.
see it finished first.
Yeah.
Not that it would have mattered much, but and the other reason is I knew as soon as I started playing it, it would kind of consume my life because I love factory games.
So you have to wait.
So
Right
I
time.
loaded it up, and it's so far so good.
How many
Um,
hours so far do
I'm
you have on
I'm
it?
a little, I think 4.
Okay.
I think I'm a little disappointed that there's no controller support.
You have to
Oh
use mouse and keyboard?
no.
Yeah, and I'm using left hand mouse, right hand WASD.
Ew.
Ooh is right. But luckily, all the other keys that you need to hit are like Q and E and F, so they're all right there.
Ooh,
Is
like
it
League.
It's a little hard to jump with your thumb on the right side of your hand
You can't
when your
change it.
thumb is on your left side of your hand.
I don't want to be offensive or anything, but is it really that hard to teach yourself how to use a mouse with your right hand?
Oh, I absolutely know how to use a mouse with my right hand
Well, then is
because
it that hard to use a keyboard with your left hand?
um that's half of it, and the other half of it is I would have to move my mouse every time I played a game
Uh,
because my mouse is not, 99% of the time it's where it's supposed to be. The
Mm,
the correct side of the keyboard.
okay.
So,
which is where?
the left side. I mean, you've seen my desk. There's no room for me to have multiple configurations of mouse and keyboard.
Well, you could just pick it up and put it over there.
Mm, I'm looking at it right now. Nope, it wouldn't go over there. But I'm getting through it.
Okay.
It's not bad enough that I won't play it. And luckily, so far, there are creatures, that you have to battle. But luckily, so far, they've been pretty easy.
Nice.
So I don't have to do a lot of like quick reaction type running and jumping and that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
right now, it's just a chill factory game,
Nice.
and that's okay with me.
Good.
Yep, I like the there's kind of a narrator, I guess, if you will. It's more like a computer that's talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
and that part is great. The dialogue is great. The voice actress is great. Um, it's pretty cool. It's kind of that same kind of Fallout type mentality of, hey, you're working for this corporation. Don't screw things up, buddy. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Mm,
So it's fun. Good stuff. I'm going to sink
nice.
some more hours in it this week.
Sounds
And
good.
that's about it for my geeky week. Only had
Nice.
time for 3 movies.
Hmm. More than me.
More than me too. It's Dancing with the Stars season, so.
I'm watching it tomorrow.
Ooh. Who's your favorite so far?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
I was
episode two
invited to a
comes out
watch
tomorrow.
party.
You should watch episode 1 before you watch episode 2,
I saw
or the highlights on YouTube at least.
gymnasts. I saw the gymnast dance. That's about it.
Steven.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Nice.
I watched that live,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize until I saw a replay of it that he had Rubik's Cube stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, so we're ready to close out RetroSeptembo.
Sure.
No.
So if this is your first episode, RetroSeptembo this year, we've done 3 classic NES games all September. Week 1 was Dragon Warrior.
Yes.
Week 2 was Metroid,
Yes.
and week 3 is DuckTales. So
Yes.
DuckTales released in 1989, released again on Game Boy in 1990. It is made by Capcom, and it is made by a lot of the same developers that made the Mega Man series.
Hmm.
So it has a lot of aspects from the Mega Man series. They have multiple levels on there where you can start any level that you want, and that kind of carried over on this. So they finally took a game that was a good game. They put a IP skin over it, and it remained a good game. So this is it shows up in all of the best video games of all time, usually in the top 100.
Wow.
It
This
shows up.
game specifically?
This game, yes.
Wow.
This game shows up in all of the best NES games of all time, usually top 10.
Wow.
Hmm.
Can I fact check you on that real fast?
Dang.
If you must.
Fact checked.
Yeah. Crazy. Let's see what IGN calls it. Oh, it's not here.
It's not. Get with it, IGN.
Weird. But it's on when you Google best NES games of all time, it's right there on the front page. That's what
Right.
Google says.
Right there.
Wow.
Yep. And
Right along with Kirby's Adventure.
And that's a pretty good accomplishment because there was many, many games on the NES, and a lot of them were classic. We played several of them this month.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the overall game, you play as Scrooge McDuck, and he's journeying around the world. This is their description: traveling around the world, collecting treasures, in an effort to beat out his longtime rival Flintheart Glomgold, because he wants to be the richest duck in the world. So this is a game of pure greed, I guess. good game for the kids.
Best kind of game.
Yeah. What a message. Beat out your friend by having more stuff than him. But it says travel around the world, but I think the map is only the Eastern Hemisphere, right? The map doesn't rotate.
Yeah.
It's Africa, the Himalayas, Transylvania, and the Amazon. I guess the Amazon's in the Western Hemisphere, isn't it?
South America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't see the map move. Who knows?
I think the map, it was one continent, it looked like.
Yeah.
With like everything on it.
Well, yeah. So we're teaching great stuff.
Too many assets to make. Too many assets.
Yeah. 8 bits. That's all they got. And then the moon is one of the things. So, so the 5 levels that you have.
He won't go to America, but he'll go to the moon.
The Amazon,
Same.
Transylvania, African mines, the Himalayas, and the moon. So who's gonna kick off their experience with this game?
Should we all say how much money we got first?
I think I took a picture of it.
You did.
I took a picture.
Nice.
All right. What do you got, Amber?
Counting my decimals real quick. Not my decimals, but my commas. I think that's a 2,595,000.
Well, that's more than me.
What?
I got 1,875,000.
Well, that's more than me.
What?
Did you speed run and not get any coins?
I was more concerned of finishing the game than it was of collecting stuff. Except for ice cream cones. Got to get those ice cream cones. I think mine's 1.1 million.
Whoa.
Crazy.
You're just going through it.
Well, I'm the richest duck then.
Hey, future Chris here. I just went back and checked my game, and I actually had well over 4 million. The screenshot I had taken was just from the last level. So, take that. You win.
It's probably because I was in one of the levels for the max amount of time.
What?
Yeah. I beat one level by 3 seconds.
Can you see how much time you had left?
Yeah.
You do when it starts blinking and making noises at you.
Oh, mine never.
Oh no,
did
I
that.
always saw how much time I had
But
left.
yeah, I know it's always there, but
I mean,
it
at
wasn't
the
apparent
end.
to me.
Oh.
I didn't pay attention to it until all of a sudden it's like.
I
was
never.
like, what does that mean?
I never ran out of time. Probably because if I didn't jump right, I'll just go back to my save state.
Yeah,
until
I did
did
a
it
little
right.
bit of that. I did a little bit of that too.
Smashing my save state button between every
Every
parkour.
platform. I only did that when I got really desperate.
So what levels did you guys play on?
I did the Amazon and then the Transylvania, the first two.
I'm sorry, what difficulty did you play on?
Oh, normal.
Yeah, same.
Oh, maybe that's why I have less money.
Oh, what did you
You're on
play
hard?
on?
I started on normal, but then I switched to easy.
What?
You
And
faker.
I think the only thing it changed was every time you got hit, you lost half of a circle instead of a full circle.
Oh,
Oh,
But I wonder if they cut the money in half or something.
maybe.
maybe.
But yeah, I just wanted to finish the game, which I did.
Nice. I got stuck a couple of times, and instead of looking at a playthrough, I texted my father, who didn't see any of my text messages, apparently.
What are
Um,
these text messages to speak of?
so I guess I'll start with my story because it's kind of funny. Um, so I played the first 3 levels, did not beat the first level, but beat the second 2. I went through the entire first level without knowing that you could cane jump, and that was your way of doing damage. So I was just jumping over everything. Um and and then instead of fighting the boss in the first level, I saw this guy and talked to this guy who's like, "Hey, do you want to fly back home?" And I'm like, "Oh, must be the end of the level. Sure." So that's
Nope.
what I did. I flew back home. And then I went to the second level, Transylvania, and I still do not know how to cane jump. And I'm going through, I'm going back and forth, and I get to this point where you have to save Louis, I think, one of the ducks. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you get up there? I can't reach the platform. Like I can't reach the platform where he is. So I ask my father.
I
He
answered
said,
this text for the
"You
record.
answered this
Yeah.
one.
This is
You
how I
answered this
knew.
one." You said, "Oh, did you try cane jumping?" I said, "Did I try what?" And so usually in the past couple of games, you sent us the manuals beforehand. But this was the first time you sent the manuals. So this was the first time that I knew how to cane jump.
Yeah, and it's called Pogo Jump in the book, but
Yeah.
Cane Jump was the best name that I figured out for it before I read the book.
So once I learned how to do that, the game got infinitely easier.
Yeah.
But Transylvania is the one that I ran out of time on. So if you're wondering, when you run out of time, you lose a life. You lose one of your like one-ups or whatever.
Right.
Um so it wasn't a big deal because I had like 4 of them, and like Danny said, like using my save states and stuff. So that was the first time I got to a boss, which was cool. She was a little tricky to beat. And then when I went to the African mines, this was the first time I didn't know where the boss was in Transylvania, so I looked up like a map and did not understand the map, so I actually looked into finding the boss. So then when I went to the African mines, I was like, okay, let me start off by looking at a map. And so then I would like glance at the map every now and then. I like made a path to the boss and then went to the boss and beat that guy too.
And the mines are the ones that you right when you start off, they send you right back to Transylvania, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to get the key.
Got to get the key, which must not be there until you need it. Because I'm pretty sure I pretty much cleared that level before I left it.
I feel like because you have to go through a mirror, and I feel like if that mirror wasn't there, probably.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't know how to pogo jump then, so I wouldn't have been able to reach it anyways.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Well,
liked this one.
yeah. When I started off in the Amazon. I figured, hey, they're in this order. I'll go in this order.
Yeah,
Even though you can use any order that you want, which after I started playing was kind of cool because you think, well, it can't like the other levels can't get much harder if they let you pick those first. Skill wise, you know.
Do they?
I didn't think that they got any harder.
Okay.
So I started off in the Amazon, and that's the one that you're like in the trees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't read any instructions or anything. You got 2 buttons. One button does absolutely nothing, and one button makes you jump. So if you're not pushed up against a wall or jumping in the air and pressing down, that second button, your cane button, does absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I must have to find something for this other button to work. So I'm just running around and jumping on things, and like every other platformer, I'm just jumping right on their heads, and I'm getting hurt each time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was actually because of this level, because of my onboarding, is why I dropped it down to easy, because
Oh, because
I
it
was
was.
getting killed left and right
Yeah. Yeah. It
because I
was
was
very
jumping on
difficult.
things.
Yeah.
Um, and it wasn't until I figured, well, this second button's got to do something. And it was late in that level that I found, and it might have been Transylvania that I found out, like you, that you have to use your cane for something else. And I think I actually ran into a wall and, pushed the cane button and it did something. I was like, oh, so maybe this cane button does something else.
So
So
you
then,
played with 2 buttons?
well, you got jump and then you got the cane.
I had 4 buttons, but only 3 of them did things.
What does the third one do?
A short jump.
What? No, so one was jump, and then one was like it wasn't the same button to press for the pogo jump for me. I had to press a different button. I had to press like B to pogo jump. And then I had Y, which hit things.
Mm.
Mm, no.
Yeah. So like the chests, if you didn't pogo jump on them, you hit them, and then like the boulders that you throw at the ceiling, that was all Y for me. And you have to walk at it and press Y.
Yeah, that's just your cane button.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
You
Yeah.
need you need
But
to.
I had a third button for the pogo jump.
I
That
don't
pogo
have
jump was not A.
I don't have my Nintendo shirt on. Look at a Nintendo controller. See how many
Okay.
buttons are on there.
Yeah, but my device has 4.
Well, mine
So
has
I don't know.
4 too, and both this game and Metroid, I think it was my Y made me do a short jump, because you know how you can jump high in Metroid? The Y would make me do a short jump, so I couldn't hold it down to go a long jump, but it would do a short jump.
See, in Metroid, so the shoot was like B or whatever. But the Y was like a long blast of
Yeah. That's what it
yeah.
was.
Oh, it might be a turbo button.
I don't
So
know.
play it
But I could
again.
spam it.
So play it again, because your cane button, when you're up against something, and I
Yeah,
think
you hit stuff.
they call it a golf swing.
Yeah.
You have to hit it
Yeah.
several times before it swings at all.
Hit what?
You have to hit that button a lot, like 3 or 4 times before it
No.
swings at all.
Like to hit chests?
Yeah.
I just
So
hit it once.
yeah, with a turbo button probably.
Well, I don't know what a turbo button means.
Well, because the emulator may have assigned X and Y to be turbo buttons versions of A and B.
Hmm.
And think about if you had a
Oh.
jump
I
button.
guess I never tried to press it with B.
If you hit a jump button quickly, it's not going to do a long jump, is it? It's going to do a very short jump.
That makes
that
a
might be-
lot more sense.
That might be what's happening. So
Because
try it again. Play it with 2 buttons.
Oh,
'Cause-
yeah, now that you mention it, my X in Metroid was a second jump, which is why I was getting so messed up, because I had 2 jumps and 2 shoots.
and
Yeah.
in Metroid, I had the extra blasty gun, and I never used the regular gun. I always used
Yeah.
the extra blasty gun.
Here's the extra blasty gun.
Like, it would shoot 3 at a time.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just like machine gun. Okay, well, now we've got that covered. Our devices made things easy for us. I was just one-shotting everything.
Well, I never used the hit thing.
So, anyways,
Anyways,
back to the 2-button game that I was playing.
I also was playing the entire thing with a joystick.
Ooh,
And not an up. No, I can't use
the
the
D-pad.
D-pad. No, it's
Oh,
too hard. I I can't move my thumb that much.
Okay.
so the instructions actually say press down on your D-pad, jump, and then swing your cane to do that pogo
But that's
thing.
incorrect.
But I'm just jumping up in the air, pressing
And pressing
down,
down,
and
yeah.
hitting it. Yep. And then as long as you hold down the cane button, you'll just keep on pogoing.
Oh.
That becomes very easy for bosses because then you're just bouncing around and waiting for them to land.
Oh, that would have been easy for the rolly guy.
Well, the rolly guy always went like clockwise, then he went counterclockwise. So you just jump up on the shelf on the
He would
opposite
just go
side that
one
he's
way and then
rolling.
the other way and then the other way and then the other
Yeah,
way.
so if you just jump up on the shelf
Yeah. No,
to the right and then jump up on the shelf to the left. But yeah, so I went through Amazon, and after I died so many times because I'm jumping on things like a Mario Brothers would, then I went down to easy, and then I figured out probably after that level. No, I figured it out in the boss fight. That's what it was. I'm like,
the boss fight that I haven't
how do you
gotten
beat a
to.
boss that you have to jump on top of to kill him? So that's when I really found out. So it wasn't until the boss fight that I figured out that the pogo jump existed. And then I went on to Transylvania, fought Magica Dispel. That's her name. So Zarduk, I guess, is the Inca statue. That's the name, Zarduk. I don't know where that comes from.
Hmm.
Magica Dispel was the boss in Transylvania. I went into the mines and beat King Slime. I've seen his name named King Slime. Then you go into the Himalayas, and the boss there is the Abominable Snowman.
No, fun.
Now what's interesting about the Himalayas, you can't always pogo jump anywhere
Because there's snow?
because it's snow. You end up halfway in the snow and you're buried, and then you have to jump out of it. And then if it's hard packed ice, you have loss of friction. So as you're running, you'll keep on sliding.
Like in Minecraft.
Yeah, right. And then the moon, which I was a little upset that there wasn't a lot less gravity on the moon.
Oh, it's normal gravity?
It seemed normal gravity. But you got to fight the moon rat or lunar rat, depending on who you ask. And then after you beat all 5, then it brings you back to Transylvania, I think, because you have to beat Dracula Duck, which I'm a little upset that it's not Count Duckula, but
Oh, that would have been awesome.
maybe Count Duckula is copyrighted by somebody. Then after you beat him, that's the final boss. Then you have to beat Flintheart Glomgold because all the treasure is in one box, I guess, and he's climbing up a rope. So you're like, I guess I need to climb up another rope.
The
So
treasure's in another castle.
There's 2 ropes that go up, and as long as you climb faster than him and get it to, then you win.
Nice.
But yeah, it was for me. I enjoyed it. I think, and I don't think this is because I was playing on easy. I think this wasn't as hard of a platformer as some of the other Disney ones, like the Aladdin and stuff like that. I think those are much harder.
I've seen gameplay of Aladdin. It looks hard.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I think this one was a pretty manageable game, personally.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, how about your experience?
Now you're gonna blame me for saying it was my favorite one. You're gonna be like, that's because the easiest one.
No.
Okay, well, even after my Metroid experience, I was like, I'm gonna just go into it and not look up anything and try my best.
There you go. How'd that work out for you?
I couldn't make it past anything.
Right.
I was like, one, I forgot my save state button. So I was like, okay, well, I don't need a save state. So I'm just going to try to speed run it. And I can't even get past the first 3 guys because they just keep respawning. I'm like, okay, let me jump on their heads. Nope.
Yeah, as soon as you go off screen, they come right back.
Right. I'm like, well, this sucks. And then I was like, what's my save state button? I was like, I'm not playing this right now. I put it away. I came back to it and I was like, okay, maybe I need to look up the actual buttons. And then I learned that there's the pogo jump and that I was like, okay. And then I got my save state button. I was like, okay, I'm set now.
So how many levels did you make it through?
How many levels?
Yeah.
The first two?
First two? Okay.
Yeah, the first one took me a while and I had to figure out how to end it. So I looked up a walkthrough. And then
You didn't just fly back home like Amber?
no.
I didn't know why he was there. He was like, it looked where he was standing. It looked like it was nothing else. So I don't know.
But yeah. And then I did the second level. And the boss fight, that was the one with the one that shot the 3 little dots, I think.
Yeah. Like lightning bolts coming out of her or something.
Yeah, that I couldn't do it. I would hit her like or him once and then like get hurt and die, and I was like, nope. So every time I would hit her or him, I don't know what it was.
It was a her.
It was a her. Every time I hit her, I hit my save state button.
I did the same exact thing.
Then I was like, oh, I got hurt. Go back. So I just progressively hit her more and more. And finally got her.
I had like 4 bonus lives, and I was still so afraid of taking damage.
Me too. Every time I took damage, I was like, nope, go back. But
yeah, that one, if you land right on top of her, you're going to get hit by the top bolt.
yeah.
Lightning bolt that's coming out. You have to kind of jump over her and hit behind the one that's going forward.
You had to like hit her and then go to the jump down to the direction where she wasn't shooting.
Right.
Which was hard if she was standing against the wall.
Well, what I did was I kind of knew when she was about to go on the floor, so I would jump right before she went on the floor, hit her before she shot.
Yep.
But that was still hard because I would still jump too early or too late.
Yeah, I always now that I've played this game, I've always wanted to go and play the Mega Man games. If it's similar like level design and boss fight design, I want to try that out.
Mega Man can shoot things though.
Yeah, right? Mega Man. Well, whoever you fight, you get their powers.
Oh.
So like if you go and fight like Electro Man or whatever, then you get like lightning bolts for the next level.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's kind of the shtick for that series of games.
Like Kirby. But not as cute.
Mega Kirby. So overall, you guys like this game?
Yeah.
It was my favorite one that we played this month.
I think it had good control.
Yeah.
Once you learn all the controls. Once you eliminate all the unnecessary buttons.
Walkthrough.
Once you have a what's it called button? A turbo button.
Now I think this game is probably the shortest of the 3 we played.
Yeah.
Definitely shorter than Grindfest 2000. Definitely shorter than Metroid. I think if you played this game a couple times, you could get through it real quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just run right to the boss, beat the boss.
The walkthroughs that I watched, they were like 5 minutes, 8 minutes.
Now, it has 3 different endings. I don't know if you found out about that.
Yeah, I saw that on one of the walkthroughs I looked at.
I think I got the bad ending because I got less than 10 million.
Does Scrooge end up in a bikini?
Not on the bad ending.
Dang it.
The good ending is if you get over 10 million, I think, is what you need.
Wow.
And then the third ending is if you get exactly $0.
What?
And that's gotta be harder.
So every boss that you beat, you get 1 million exactly. So you have to go through the levels. You have to collect nothing. You have to beat the boss, get your million. So you'll have 5 million in the last level. But then there's the you you can buy health from one of the
Oh.
characters, and it's like 3 million. Maybe that's why I didn't have so many millions. I did buy health once. So you can buy health for, I think, 3 million coins.
Oh.
So you have to find that guy twice or something like that and get exactly $0, then win the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
But if there's 5 bosses and they each give you 1 million and buying stuff costs 3 million, you have to
Maybe,
get exactly 1 million
yeah, that's what it is.
extra money.
You have to collect exactly
Wow.
1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that takes some dedication. But if you get save states, it's easy.
True.
Oops, I accidentally got too many. Go back. But yeah, so great game. I think it's deserving of a top game in the NES library.
Yeah.
And they did a re-release, a remastered version of this game. I think 2014 or something.
Whoa.
So it showed up on was it afternoon Disney afternoon collection, and that had a bunch of remastered games. I think.
For what game? What system?
I think it was on modern consoles, not like PS5, but I think probably either PS4, maybe Xbox, maybe Steam.
Huh.
And I think it disappeared at some point off of Steam, maybe. But
Was it not on like the Wii or the DS or anything? Or the Switch?
let me Google that real quick. DuckTales Remastered. It was available on PlayStation 3, Wii U, Windows, Xbox 360, Android, iOS, and Windows Phone. Released in 2013.
Oh, the graphics look cute.
Yeah, very updated graphics. It looks like it was well received.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, this came up when I googled DuckTales level 1 walkthrough, and this was it. It came up with the remastered version first.
Oh, yeah. The game was temporarily delisted from digital storefronts in August 2019, but was relisted in March 2020.
Oh. I wonder if there was a little bit of lawsuit-age happening or something.
Yeah, probably some shenanigans from Disney. They probably renegotiated the contract with whoever developed the game. Capcom. Yeah, so let's go ahead and review our overall experience with RetroSeptembo. Let's rank the games.
Rank
Favorite
the
to least
games.
favorite. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. So, my favorite was DuckTales, and then Dragon Warrior, and then Metroid.
Okay.
I just do not have the skill level to enjoy Metroid.
You can get there.
If I really
even with our
wanted
power
to.
buttons.
But if I was going to spend 20 hours on a game, I'll do it on Dragon Warrior.
I'll rank them DuckTales, Metroid, Dragon Warrior. Because Dragon Warrior had too much walking and I didn't like it.
Walking
Yeah,
simulator.
like
I'll have
you'd have to
walking.
walk to the battleground, then walk back to sleep, then walk back to buy some. Too much.
You don't
Too
have to
much.
sleep. You just go to the wizard
Too
for
much.
free
Well, I never made it to the wizard, so
Inferior walkthrough you looked at.
I never watched a walkthrough.
It had fast travel, but only in one direction. If it had two directional fast travel, that would have been better.
Where could you fast travel?
Well, you didn't get the spell, did you?
Oh, no.
Recall spell brings you back to
Nope.
the beginning.
Oh, that would have been real easy.
Then you get to sleep for cheap.
Or go to the wizard and heal up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna rank them Metroid first. then DuckTales. And this pains me a lot because Dragon Warrior was like one of my favorite games growing up. But I think in retrospect, how they aged, I think it's got to be Metroid, then DuckTales, then Dragon Clicker,
Yeah, because Metroid has a bikini in it, obviously.
obviously. If DuckTales had the bikini, it would go first.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think the Metroidvania style of Metroid and getting all the different powers, which you guys didn't get all the power, so you didn't.
Mm-mm.
You can't fully rank that game unless you get all the powers. But yeah, now I overall I enjoyed this RetroSeptembo a lot, and
Yeah.
it's
I
kind
did
of selfish
too.
of me since I came up with the idea and I picked the games. But we had way back in, I don't know, episode 20 or something like that, an episode on finishing games,
Yeah.
and I made the I made the claim that I've finished very small percentage of games I've played, and the ones that I have finished, I hold pretty dear to my heart. So to finish 3 games like this in 1 month,
Yeah.
it's been really good. I've enjoyed it.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
Now they are 8-bit games. If we went into like next week had Elder Ring, and like 3 games like
Yeah.
that, there's no way we could finish 3 games like that in a month. But I would love to revisit this concept
Yeah, next
um,
September.
next September, or I'll throw out an idea to have 1 game a month, like a retro game per month. That way we'd have the whole month to play it, and we report in on it on the last week of the month, maybe. So
See,
chew on that a little bit.
if you still gave me a month.
You'll wait till the last minute, just like you did on all 3 weeks. But yeah, so chew on that. Let me know what you think. Listeners, you guys can let us know what you think too. Do you want a retro episodo every month? But before we make that decision, we have to let everybody know that next month
Ooh, spooky.
Did we come out with
We're-
a name?
Yeah, what'd you call it?
Spooktober.
Spooktoberama or something like that? What'd you call it?
something like that.
Name still pending. Tune in next week when we have a name for our month of spooky movies, all of October. I will be hand-picking 4 scary and scary adjacent movies for us to watch and discuss every single week.
Animal Farm.
Oh,
Animal Farm.
Human Centipede.
Humans.
Yeah, communism and human centipedes, 2 of the most scary things.
It's scary adjacent. Human mutilation. Yeah, that's going to be fun. October, a very spooky month. We'll have fun watching some spooky movies.
And I'm sure me and Danny will be happy to have less effort to do the weekly assignment.
I don't know. A movie's pretty long.
But how long did you play these video games for?
Shh.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Stay tuned next week for Spooktober Festorama, or whatever we call it.
October.
If you have any suggestions for spooky movies, go ahead and email us. podcast@retrodisney.com.
What?
I don't even know where that came from.
Don't email that and don't send us suggestions because I'll already have them picked out.
No, that is an actual email address for the Retro WDW podcast. So don't email them. They will be very confused. Instead, you can try out
Chris.
podcast at familygeekery.com. Amazing how I keep forgetting the name of our podcast.
It's only
Not
been
super amazing.
You're a crazy
118.
WDW fan that you're shouting out their email instead of ours.
Actually, no, I don't think Retro Disney would work because that would be using their trademark. So I think it is retrowdw.com. So yeah, say hi to the guys
Tell
at.
them Family Geekery sent you, and we should do a collab.
That's right.
Collab.
We need to. We need to do a collab down in Orlando.
I'm down.
But yeah, it's going to wrap it up. Thanks as always for listening. Check out our socials. Check out the YouTube channel. See what's going on there. And until next time.
Peace out.
Peace out
And
and
geek
geek
out.
out. Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.